Welcome to the FC channel once again. Today we are going to be discussing some of the important things that we must do before we die. No, people don't want to talk about death, but it is there and it's real. And life is full of some surprises. We are in a case where nobody knew that coronavirus was going to take the whole world by surprise, and many people have lost their lives during these difficult times. In Zimbabwe, we also had the cyclone Idai at some point where many people lost their lives. We hear about accidents that will happen each and every day of our lives. We cannot predict when you are going to lose your life. So this is a very important discussion where you must prepare for your lives and prepare for lives of your children after your death. There is a discussion that I've done, which I've recorded, where you need to set up a family trust. But in cases where you are not able to do that, there is also an important thing that you can do, which is writing a will. So today we are going to discuss about writing a will, which is always defined as a voluntary, oral or written declaration made by a testator or a person who wants to bequeath his property regarding how his assets or property should be dissolved after his death. So that's just a will in terms of definition. And in Zimbabwe, wills are provided for in terms of the Wills Act, which gives various scenarios and what should be done in terms of doing a will. And who can make a will? The law provides that any person who is above the age of 16. Imagine, the law is providing for an age limit of 60, and I'm not teasing you, but maybe you are now 40 or 50 and you do not have a will. That must strike you, that if the intention of the legislature is actually looking at someone who is above 16, then you have not done much. So excuse me. So what is critical is for you to know that when you are no longer there, no one can speak on your behalf. And a lot of things do happen. Some may be good things, but in some cases we have seen many surviving spouses and also children put into a misery because they might not or the will might not be covering much, or there are cases where the wishes or the desires of the late are not being implemented. So in as much as the law now provides for a surviving spouse to inherit the matrimonial home he was or she was staying before the late spouse, it also provides for the provision for some sharing that needs to be done to the children. That is at least an advancement in our law, but prior to that there was nothing like that. Then the children and the spouse were put in a very difficult situation. But all the same, there are other things that you may still need put in the will. You know, you look at your other assets that are not governed in terms of the act which we now have, or in terms of the law that we have. So those things still need to be put in a will, and you would have done yourself the best by putting such things in your will. So a will, you know, I always encourage people. Many people asking me on my WhatsApp platforms, Facebook platforms, to say how can I, when I don't have the money, and how can I visit a lawyer to make a will? You don't necessarily need to visit a lawyer. You should make a will. You can do a will, or you can go to those people who are trained to do. But there are certain safeguards which you must then do to make sure that it is deemed valid. Because if you don't do those things, it may be deemed not valid. For instance, the person must be actually above 16. The person